Good morning, y'all. Hopefully we start the morning good today. I made a video for you guys yesterday. Before I get started with the video, I want to tell you a little story. It's funny. I bought me a new phone, an iPhone, and I'm used to Galaxy, Android, so I made a video for you guys yesterday and didn't realize that the whole time that I was videoing, it was in slow motion. So not only did I have problems downloading it, when I downloaded it, which the setting that it was on, it took like all day to download to the cloud, right? And that's like, I never heard of that before, but whatever feature the phone had, it was a pain in the butt all day. I woke up with better energy, feeling a lot better than today. And I had it going, I had the information for you guys. I had the story for you guys. And I just felt good yesterday. I felt real good. Not that I feel real bad today, but we all have our days that you just don't feel it today. But anyways, I had to tell you that. I had to junk the whole video. And it was a good video. And all of a sudden I'm watching it and I'm, that type of deal. But anyways, today is February 22nd, 2024, and it is the day 18 of my fasting diet. Actually, let me correct that. Of my fasting, the way I do fasting, okay? So I'm going to try to make this a positive thing. I'm going to try to cheer up. Oosa, Okay. So first thing I'm going to start with is clarifying fasting, because I know somebody's going to come in here and say, Jeff, Mr. Jeff, that's not the way you fast. You shouldn't do it this way. It's not healthy. It's not this. It's not that. And I'm going to say fasting, to my understanding, fasting for however many hours, days, it could be 12 hours, 24 hours, days, even months. Hey, I'm not the only one that, if I get to this month, because I don't want to just sound arrogant or whatever to you guys, because I'm going to get to the 30 days for sure. But I want to be very clear. Fasting, my understanding, and I do understand it, and I could have done it that way, but I wanted to do it my way. Therefore, I tell you, do it your way. And to me, I feel like if you don't sit down through your fasting and you say, hey, I want to fast for 21 days. Well, do understand what you're signing up for. You could do your fasting your way, but do remember, don't eat any solids. I feel that, you'd be breaking the rules, you know what I'm saying? To me, a broth and vegetables, onions, garlic, and whatever the recipe I give you, to me, that's not breaking the diet. That's not breaking the fasting. But if you technically say, okay, well, it's not fasting, and you want to say that, okay, fasting, what counts is just water, plain water. Plain water. For however many days you want to sign up for. But that just wasn't for me. Real quick. There's a difference between a 5K and a marathon. That's why you have 5K runners and you have marathon runners. At one point, maybe the 5K runners will do the marathon. And maybe not. Maybe they'll just do 10 miles. Maybe that's their limit. But they stick to the 5K, the 3 miles, the 3 miles, the 3 miles. That they stick to that, and they never venture off into a marathon, because it's two different worlds. So let's get right to it. I don't want to waste a lot of time on that, explaining that. But just do remember that fasting, clear, the real fasting that they say, this is the real fasting, is just water. Whether that's 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, whatever, it's just water. Well, I was going to do this my way because Number one is this. I'm not that weekend faster. I'm going to call it that weekend warrior faster, that's going to fast 6 hours, 12 hours. Like I'm 470 pounds, almost 3 weeks ago. So I don't qualify in my mind. I don't qualify for that. So my fasting has to be what people would say extreme. So I did fasting my way, and I wanted to just take the time and explain this to you guys, and so that you guys understand me. And yes, it's very hard. I do feel good today. I feel great, but I don't feel like yesterday. Yesterday I was pumped up. That's me making noise with this cucumber lime drink that I'm gonna have this morning. I'll probably have just this one today because in case you could see, it's big. It's bigger than my regular bottles, and I gotta take it down. I gotta take it down. And the rest of the day will be water and stuff, and that's it. I believe today's is Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday. Yesterday was trash day here, so today's Thursday. So I have one more day of no soup, no nothing, which is Friday. And then I have Saturday and Sunday to decide when do I want to have this soup. So let me break down the way I fast. I'm going to just read it off a little paper here so I don't forget to give you guys all the info and all the nitty gritty of it, the good part of it. But I'm going to take you back to the first week real quick. The first week, what I had was basically 3 days. The first 3 days was clean out. There was only clean out, meaning a mean green that I call it, which basically all it is celery and water, and you basically make a juice out of it, So I cleaned out for 3 days. I wanted to get all the toxic and all the whatever, all the toxins out of me, okay? I wanted to clean out, just like it sounds, clean out. So then I went on the 4th day and 5th day. I went on with, the 4th day was water, nothing but water. The 5th day was nothing but water. The 6th day was that, because I lost the videos for those 2 days. I'm not very clear if the 6th day or the 7th day. I believe it was the 7th day, but I'm not sure. I believe it was the 7th day, but I'm not sure. I had the soup. So what did I have that day? Water all day plus the soup. Okay. The soup consists of basically the little beef broth. Let me see what they're called. You make a dip out of it. You can make a dip out of it too. It was a Lipton onion. It's not the one that you see in video. That first one was a Lipton onion soup mix. Okay, so I used that broth for that day. It was either the 6th day or the 7th day of me fasting. And it went well. I mean, it basically what that consists of, that was a little bit more different than the second one. The second one's a little bit better, but that one was just the Lipton beef broth with green beans, garlic, what was it, like 2 or 3 cloves of garlic, and a half an onion, and green beans, And to tell you the truth, after not eating for that period of time, it was delicious. It was like eating, a pizza or something. That's, if I could tell you what went through my mind when I took that first spoon in, that's what went through my head. It was delicious. It was like, of course, not a pizza, but it was delicious. Unbelievable how good things can taste when you're basically put your body into a mode of, some people would say, starvation. it was delicious, you know. And do remember, guys, that I want to throw this in there real quick. Do remember that the reason I'm doing this is because I wasn't that weekend warrior that wants to lose 6 pounds, even 10 pounds with fasting. Okay, I wasn't that person. I'm looking for the long run in this. So I have to take in consideration that the way I diet, I have to pay attention to my body. Of course, if my brain was to tell me, hey, man, you know, let's go get 2 pieces of fried chicken, I'm not going to do that. That you're not going to do. Let's go get a steak, or let's just cut a little piece of a steak, or let's just take a little bite of that chicken salad, or a chicken drum that you made, you know, or a little bit of rice or something. I'm not going to do that, because that defeats the purpose. That defeats the purpose of saying that you fasted 5 days, 30 days, 2 months. It defeats it. In your head, you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to know you did that. You're going to know. And some people would say, well, what would be a drumstick? I mean, if you ate a drumstick, a boiled in garlic, onion drumstick, what's the big deal about it? You know, it's a big deal because you're fasting, you know. You're fasting. It's no food, no solids, you know. So now you might say, well, wait a minute, Jeff. Your second soup has green beans, has onions, tomatoes, kale, celery, cilantro. It's got all this stuff, you know. That's solids. To me, fasting my way, that's not solids. And it's never going to be. It's just never going to be, you know. And that's what I'm trying to bring to you guys, that feel comfortable with the way that you're doing it. And I'll just say this, that for me, let me clear this up. I'm not going to throw a piece of steak in the fasting program. I'm not going to throw a piece of chicken in there. I'm not going to do that. I'll just, some fries, you know. Well, I'll just eat 1 fry or 2 fries. I'm not going to do none of that. It's not going to happen. That's not what I'm here for. But the main key of me, Jeff, is I'm in it for the long run. Remember, we said 470 pounds. We also mentioned that I couldn't do it 17. I couldn't do it 18. Or the latter part of 17, I basically quit. I just gave up. I gave up on a lot of things. You know, the job that I had, it just consumed me. Life just consumed me. Let's put it that way. Because Dad, I'm going to tell you stories in this YouTube that are going to blow you away that I went through. But my story is not the worst story. Let me say that, because I also don't want to, my story is the number one and it's the most important. No, it's just what I went through, what affected me. And some people things might affect them different. Things might be so little to some people because their world is maybe 10 times worse, maybe 100 times worse than yours. But I'm just going to get into, like, after these videos, I'm going to also get into stories of what happened, what I went through that got me to that point. They're not excuses. That's really what got me to that point. So back to what I was going to say. The second week, we just discussed the first week. I'm going to give you the second week. The second week of my fasting was basically, day 1 was water and maybe juice, 2 juices, maybe 3, I don't know. There was cucumber and kiwi, cucumber and lime, cucumber, lime, and kiwi. There was kiwi and apple, cucumber and apple. There was, but of course, that week I only drank a certain types. I'm just mentioning the kinds that I make. Okay, so that week I might have juiced. Out of this week, I might have juiced maybe 4 or 5 times through the whole 5 days. I'm not going to say complete week, but the 5 days. And because also, you see, it's still sitting here. I can't chug it. I did this before, and I don't know if it did something to me where I can't chug it. I can't just, like you see some people on YouTube and TikTok, Instagram, they chug the whole thing. I can't do that. Now, the green monster that I like to call the green monster is just celery and water and lime. Oh man, that without the lime, forget it. I just cannot do it. But I put the lime. I discovered that with the lime, I could deal with it. I could deal with it. I'm telling you a little bit. So day 1 of the second week, right, was basically water and a juice, maybe a juice or 2. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if that day I had 3 juices, or it just depends how you feel, because number one thing that's most important here besides losing the weight is paying attention to your body, paying attention to you, your brain, what your brain's telling you. That's the number one thing. That's why I say fasting my way, because you have to pay attention to yourself. And number one, I'm going the long run. Because you don't know, I might want to do another 30 days. I might come off of this, have me 2 good meals, 2 days, have me 2 good meals, not fattening meals, but 2 good solid meals, and say, you know what, let's go do this another week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, have me some another 2 good meals, then let's go do this. Because at the end of the day, yes, it is important that I lose this weight. It is important that I get active, that I move around and I do what I have to do. On one of my YouTube videos, I said, oh, I want to do some cardio next week. But let me tell you something. That's your mind, and you have to put the brakes on your mind, because your mind will mislead you. Your mind will, man, it'll abandon you. That's how I feel, that my mind abandoned me all these years. It abandoned me, and that's how I feel sometimes. Now, it's not like a concrete, that's how I feel, but I feel sometimes that, hey, you lost track of the reality of what's going on. Work, 6 days out of the week, more than 8 hours every day, and sometimes 10, 11 hours. Man, when are you going to care for yourself? So I didn't do it. I didn't do it. My job didn't let me do it too, because I had to work, I had to feed myself, I had to pay the bills, all that stuff. But I'm going to get into that. That's going to be a whole nother story, and you guys are going to see how all this happened. To that week 2, water and juice. The next day was water and juice, the same thing. If I did have a juice, if I did, the 3rd day, same thing. 4th day, same thing. 5 days, same thing. The 6th day, I had a soup. What did that soup consist of? The soup consists of, this one was the beefy onion soup mix. That's the one that you can make a dip out of too. This one I had snap peas, kale, red onion, water chestnuts. Those are good for chewing, for the chewing part of it. Because when you don't eat and you're fasting like this, you're going to miss that chewing part of it. So when you eat your soup, it's going to feel like weird, just soup. And what people have told me that kind of relates to, like when somebody breaks their jaw, they have to like straw all their food. Everything is liquid. Oh man, that's got to be horrible. You know what I'm saying? For them to have to do that for, I don't know how long, but in my case, even fasting the way I do this, I couldn't do it out of a straw. I couldn't have a soup out of a straw. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could take my soup and blend it and suck it down. It would feel weird to me. It just would feel weird. But beefy onion soup mix, snap peas, kale, red onions, a half only, right? A half of red onions. Now this one's got a lot going on, right? But remember, this is the second week. You're 14 days almost. You know what I'm saying? This is like 14 days, basically. So you got the beefy onion soup, the snap peas, the kale, the red onion, the water chestnuts, red peppers, the little ones from Walmart. Just little ones. Take about 2 or 3, how many you want. Put them in there. Red peppers. 3 cloves of garlic, right? Cilantro. And then a full tomato. Chop it down, put it in there. Because remember, Jeff, you're going into deep water. You're going into deep water, my friend. You are talking about 30 days, man. Are you serious? That's what my brain's telling me on one side. Are you serious? You're going to do this to me? Now I'm abandoning that way. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like conflicting issues there, And we're fighting back and forth. When my stomach makes those noises and I'm sleeping. My stomach's telling me, hey, man, you know, feed me, man, you know, give me something. And I'm like, no, no, no. No, no, no. You dominated 2017, latter part. You dominated 2018. 2019, you dominated. 2020, you dominated. 2021, you totally took over. I didn't even think about dieting. Dieting was, fasting, any type of diet was long gone. I think in 2022, I thought about it. I think I did some juicing in 2022. You probably could see the videos and got great results with it. But what happened? Oh, man, I got to go to work. And my boss, hey, I need you to stay longer. Wait a minute, man, I just gave you 10 hours. What do you mean? And we're going to work on Sunday. Whether you like it or not, we're going to work on Sunday. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, yeah, I got to take out this kitchen cabinet. I need it out. I need the whole kitchen cabinet, the whole kitchen demoed. And half of it's done or a quarter of it's done. It needs to be done because Monday, I want to start cleaning everything up and start measuring for cabinets and everything. Or we're going to knock down all these old plastered walls. So I need some new walls up. So, Jeff, if you don't want to, I'll call somebody else. That's the worst that you can hear from a boss. If you don't want to, I'll call somebody else. But it's Sunday. You know? It's like, not to mention the whole week you've consumed. Like by the time we get home, yeah, we might get off at 5. We might get off at 7. But then we got to drive home. When you get home, you got to take a shower. You got to freshen up. Before you even sit on your couch, before you even think to sit at your kitchen table. You know what I'm saying? You got to clean up, and then you got to make you something to eat. Then you got to eat it. So, you know what? I can just call Grubhub, and they'll deliver me a sandwich, a burger. Shoot, I can call a pizza place and have them deliver a pizza. I don't have to cook anything. I just got to take a shower, eat the pizza, or eat the sandwich and go to bed. That was life. That was the reality of it. That's what happened. So yeah, 2022, if that's, I think it's 2 years ago. 2 years ago. If that failed, it was destined to fail because of your way of life, it's the truth. And I want to end this video by saying, fast your way. Do it your way. Take in consideration what you're trying to do. The ultimate thing is stay mentally healthy. You're trying to win here. You're trying to change your life. You're not trying to go from pre-diabetic to diabetic. You're fighting obesity. Number one. Number one is you're fighting obesity. Obesity is a killer. Depression, stress. I thought stress and depression was going to kill me, guys. I really did. I really did, because my life was like, and still to this day, a part of me feels broken because a lot of things that has happened in the past. And I'm going to share these things because I know that it might not be as bad as it is for millions and millions of people that are probably going to view this video, but it's what I went through. It's what affected me, what bothered me. I mean, there's people out here that, I don't want to just put any type of people out there, but because it's kind of, it's weird, it's hairy when you start putting a certain type of people out here and what they went through, and he went here, and he went through this, and he went through that, or his job. I don't want to do that, but I just want to tell you what I went through, and it might have some similarity with what you've went through, and it might not. Your problem might be totally different. And as you can see, and I've said it, and I'll say it, and the reason I say this, what I'm about to say, is because I'm going to say it. I don't have an eating disorder. I have a life disorder. I don't know if that makes sense. Does it make sense? Yeah. Yeah, it does make sense. It's like, why didn't you tell your boss no? You've already given him 10 hours. Why didn't you tell him no? I had to pay my bills. I got to pay my bills, man. I got to pay my taxes. I got to pay my bills, my insurance, my everything, my car insurance, my home insurance. I have to do all these things. When you become a homeowner, that's for another day. We're going to talk about those type of things. And there's trillions and trillions of people that are homeowners. It's just, you're talking about this homeowner. My fasting. Fast your way. My fasting. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this little segment of the video. And yes, I feel good today. I can't say I feel great like yesterday, but I feel good because actually this morning I could hear my stomach talking to me. All of a sudden my stomach talks. That's another funny thing. Your stomach never lets you know, hey, I'm getting too big. You know what I'm saying? But when you're hungry, your stomach makes all kinds of noises. Hey, I'm right here, man. Feed me, whatever. That's weird, huh? And, it's weird, but do remember, man, I'm doing this because I got tired of feeling sick. I got tired of just, I got tired. And this time when the doctor said it really meant something, especially saying it that way. You're probably saying, what way? Because this is the only video that you've probably watched or something. Or you watched the other one where I talk about it, but you missed it. Man, you've come this way, this far. 470 pounds, Jeff. Have you ever stopped to think about that? Well, think about this. You're blessed. What are you going to do with this blessing? What's the question? Are we going to go into being diabetic, or what are you going to do with this blessing? I think you should do something with it. Take advantage of this blessing. And I said, yeah, I'm going to diet. And he tried to throw a diet out there, right? And I was like, no. No, please don't tell me, because you're going to have they're not bad diets. Atkins, keto. He's going to throw all these diets out there. But I already know of a diet that worked in 2014. It's just what happened to me derailed me. It worked. So why am I doing it different this way? Because that way was harsh. That had a lot of cardio for a 470-pound guy. And that's another thing that I'm going to get to. I got plenty of stories to tell you guys of what I did, the wrongs that I did. Going extreme, because I was so excited that finally my body said, get up and do it. And I accepted it. I fought that other side of that brain that says, hey, man, feed me, man. Forget this diet. Forget that, So something for you guys to think. This time I'm going to let you go, okay? I love you guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you like this video, hit like. If you want to subscribe. If you want to just watch the videos, no problem. And I know people push subscribe and like and this and that. You know what? This is not about that. It's not about that. If you do, great. You know what I'm saying? But to me, it's not about that. It's about my life and how I'm going to handle it. And it's about fasting my way. So fast your way so you could be happy and so you could get it done. So you could get to where you need to get to. Whether that's 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 100, 200 pounds. Fast your way. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be a lot of professionals coming at you and telling you this, telling you that. I think the best thing for you to do is just research it. Thank you very much. You guys have a nice day. Peace.